I would like to welcome all of you to the presentation entitled An Exploratory Study of University Students' Perception of Learning Action Research Online. Throughout this presentation, I would like you to keep in mind the following questions that most online teachers typically ask. What makes a good online research course? How would you know if you have designed a meaningful, challenging, and engaging online course? We, the researchers, also expect this study to contribute to the teaching practice of online teachers. Online education has advantages and challenges. Advantages include the efficiency, the accessibility of time and place. It is more affordable as compared to physical learning. And within the context of preserved teacher education, online instruction can also strengthen students' knowledge and understanding of different forms of new technologies can be used in their future teaching practice. Some challenges are related to minimal physical interactions between students and teachers. This often results in a sense of isolation. There may be a lack of instant feedback and some technology issues that may impede a proper online connection and communication. The 5 pillars of quality online education acknowledges student satisfaction as the most essential key to continue learning and promotes quality in education. As these can also serve to evaluate the quality of online programs in higher education institutions, since the students are able to express their opinions about the type of education they are being offered. A student's perceptions is an individual interpretation of a situation from a personal perspective and experience. When the perception is positive, students feel satisfied with their learning, whereas a negative perception can negatively influence the students' online experiences and satisfaction. And this may also affect their academic performance since they may feel that their online programs do not fit their expectations. In the same line, Abdus states that student satisfaction with the quality of online learning experience is related to deciding to take one or more other courses and their capacity to apply their knowledge as well as to accomplish the learning outcomes. It is therefore important to encourage students' active participation in their online learning, especially now when this mode of education is increasingly significantly in higher education. Otherwise, the advantages students have in online education may not be practical if their voices are not heard. In this sense, more research that addresses students' perceptions and satisfaction with online education is needed. The importance of action research course in pre-service education is vital for undergraduate students because it equips them with the required skills to identify and systematically propose solutions to educational problems. Students will eventually have to conduct their research and make informed decisions regarding the pedagogical practices as service teachers. The inclusion of action research can also shape students' competence in research and stimulate their reflective attitude towards their teaching practice. It is also an excellent opportunity to foster future teachers' lifelong learning and continuous professional training. And the benefits of action research can also be translated to the acquisition of different professional competencies among in-service teachers. When teachers take part in research, they become accountable of their own practices and they can share their insights with other teachers. Despite these positive aspects of the inclusion of action research or pre-service education, teaching this subject in an online way is challenging due to this complexity of its contents and its practical approach. Thus, it is necessary to find mechanisms to increase students' motivation. There has been a great interest in fostering research training in undergraduate studies. However, little consideration has been given to examining students' learning perceptions and experiences regarding online action research courses in pre-service. Therefore, this research aims to identify the students' learning perceptions towards an online compulsory action research course. The university where this research was carried out offers an online 4-year Bachelor of Education degree program, and as part of its curriculum, action research is taught for a semester in the second year. This course design includes synchronous online meetings during 1 hour contact period each week through Google Meet. Students have access to the material through the university platform. And this course comprises 2 modules. In the first module, the students identify an educational issue and propose a possible solution. And in the second module, the students implement their proposed action research project with the supervision and assistance of an in-service teacher from the school where they have identified the problem. 162 students were the participants of this research. They were enrolled in the online Bachelor of Education degree program in a public university located in the city of Quito, Ecuador. A questionnaire that including 14 Likert scale questions and 2 open-ended questions was designed to capture the students' learning perceptions about the online action research course. The questionnaire was administered online to the total population of 180 students, and 162 questionnaires were accepted in return. The questionnaire focuses on 3 main aspects: a student's interest in research, a student's perceptions towards the online course organization, and suggestions to improve teaching action research online. The Likert scale contained 5 different levels, and each level was given a numeric value to facilitate data presentation and analysis. So the results will be presented in these numerical values, and the maximum value will be 4 for totally agree and minimum 1 totally disagree. Table 1 shows that on average, students believe that research is important in preserving education formation and agree that it is an interesting activity. Therefore, it can be assumed that they are aware of the significance and the role of research in education. However, the results also show there is not much interest among the respondents in engaging in an actual research project. And this may be a manifestation that the students have not been able to move from theory to practice, since the objective of an action research course is the design and implementation of an action research course or project. It is the responsibility of the teachers to use a strategy that allows students to apply knowledge acquired from the course in real-life situations. The results also indicate that the majority of the students did not feel attracted to carrying out research projects because they thought it is a laborious activity requiring discipline. According to a great number of respondents, how research is taught also increases their interest in the subject. These results highlight the importance the teacher's role in the quality of education and in developing the interest and understanding of researching their students through their methodology, teaching activities, and instructional materials. Regarding the second aspect, Table 2 shows that a significant number of students were satisfied with how their teachers present and organize instructional materials. However, the survey results also show that the majority of students are not totally convinced that there is a connection between the overall organization and delivery of the course with the learning outcomes of the subject. Given the limited face-to-face interaction that exists between teachers and students in this mode of instruction, instructional materials need to be specific and show the connection with the content of the course and ultimately the learning outcomes. The data also show that the students are more critical and understand that their academic formation goes beyond the type of material they are being presented, and they have turned their attention to the methodology and the course content. And this is a manifestation of students' strong commitment and responsibility with their learning. Therefore, it is an opportunity for teachers to take advantage of these characteristics and plan classes and assignments that encourage autonomous learning. Table 3 shows some suggestions to improve teaching action research online, and these were measured by open-ended questions. 25.4% of students manifested that teaching action research needs to be connected to practical activities. Besides, 14.3% of respondents suggested that the actions that teachers plan for this course should be connected to real-life situations that students may experience in their professional lives. Based on these recommendations, it is necessary that teachers reflect on the type of assignments and strategies used to teach research and analyze to what extent are preparing students to deal with the problems in their schools once they finish their pre-service formation. One of the strategies that may enable the practical application of the theory learning class can be group work. However, only a 61.1% of students mentioned that working in groups was one of the most valuable activities that teachers have planned in this class. But people who enroll in online programs commonly develop their cognitive and metacognitive strategies to accomplish their learning. Even though it can be seen as a positive aspect, the drawback of this is that the students gain skills to work individually and do not socialize with their peers. A clear manifestation of their penchant to prefer individual assignments can be related to 83.9% of the respondents that did not mention group work as one of the recommendations. Regarding the synchronous contact that students have with the research professor through Google Meet, 9.9% consider this activity very useful. In low percentages, students make recommendations that revolve around the importance of teacher rapport, the research project students need to carry out, the nature of the research, and the use of IC tools during synchronous classes. This study aimed to capture students' learning perceptions of the online action research course in an undergraduate education program. Students acknowledged the importance of action research for their training as future professionals in the educational field, but they were not interested in taking part in actual research. Most of them perceive research accomplished activity, and they are not convinced that they have accomplished the learning outcomes with the type of instruction they are receiving. Even though they show contentment with the course organization, instructional materials, presentations, and videos, what is missing is the opportunities to engage in real-life activities that promote experiential learning in an online mode of education. This study has provided an input for institutions to redefine and redesign their curriculum organization and teaching. Then it is crucial that students have a voice in how their courses are organized and delivered. Action research teachers, of course, need to have a continued reflective academic practice. And with appropriate pedagogical tools, they will be able to overcome different difficulties. Future research can be focused on making an in-depth analysis of suitable delivery methods, course design, and technological tools, and to investigate how effective these practices are for students to meet their learning goals. Going back to the questions posted at the beginning of this presentation, we, the researchers, also want to provide online teachers with valuable information to consider when designing a research course online, and at the same time to remind these teachers that one way to know if they had designed a meaningful course is by capturing students' perceptions about the course when they deem appropriate. I would like to thank you very much for attending this presentation on behalf of both researchers. It was a pleasure to having you today.